The man known as Thomas Jefferson was born on April 13, 1743, at Shadwell, a modest plantation on the edge of Virginia's wilderness. The third of 10 children, he was born into the planter class, an elite group that dominated the social and political landscape of colonial Virginia. From an early age, Jefferson displayed an insatiable curiosity about the world around him. His father, Peter Jefferson, a self-made man, and his mother, Jane Randolph, a member of one of Virginia's most distinguished families, instilled in him the values of hard work and intellectual pursuit. Jefferson's education began at home, where he was taught the classics of literature, philosophy, and science. At the age of 16, he entered the College of William and Mary in Williamsburg, where his academic prowess quickly became evident. Under the mentorship of Dr. William Small, a Scottish professor who introduced him to the Enlightenment ideas of reason and empirical inquiry, Jefferson's intellectual world expanded. Upon completing his studies, Jefferson pursued a legal career, studying under the prominent lawyer George Wythe. The law, however, was more than just a profession for Jefferson. It was a gateway to understanding the principles of justice, governance, and human rights, ideas that would soon propel him into the revolutionary currents of his time. By the early 1770s, tensions between the American colonies and the British Crown were escalating. The oppressive measures imposed by King George III ignited a growing sense of resistance among the colonists. Jefferson, who by then had established himself as a successful lawyer and plantation owner, became increasingly involved in the political discourse of the day. In 1769, he was elected to the Virginia House of Burgesses, the colony's legislative assembly, where he began to advocate for colonial rights and liberties. In 1774, as the colonies teetered on the brink of rebellion, Jefferson penned a summary view of the rights of British America, a powerful pamphlet that argued against British authority and asserted the natural rights of the colonists. This work not only cemented his reputation as a formidable thinker but also positioned him as a leading voice in the movement for independence. Jefferson's rising prominence led to his appointment as a delegate to the Second Continental Congress in 1775. There, in the summer of 1776, he was tasked with drafting one of the most important documents in American history, the Declaration of Independence. Drawing upon Enlightenment philosophy, Jefferson eloquently articulated the colony's grievances against the British Crown and their inherent right to self-determination. The Declaration of Independence, adopted on July 4, 1776, became the cornerstone of American democracy. It was a bold statement of human equality and the right to revolt against tyranny, a declaration that would inspire countless movements for freedom and justice around the world. After the war, as the new nation struggled to define its identity and governance, Jefferson returned to Virginia, where he played a crucial role in shaping the state's laws. He championed the separation of church and state, culminating in the Virginia Statute for Religious Freedom, a landmark law that laid the groundwork for the First Amendment of the U.S. Constitution. In 1784, Jefferson was appointed minister to France, where he witnessed firsthand the early stages of the French Revolution. His time in Paris deepened his belief in the principles of liberty and republicanism, but it also exposed him to the complexities and dangers of radical change. Upon his return to America, Jefferson served as the nation's first Secretary of State under President George Washington. His tenure was marked by his advocacy for a limited federal government and his vision of an agrarian republic, an America built on the independence of the yeoman farmer. This vision often put him at odds with Alexander Hamilton, the Secretary of the Treasury, who favored a strong central government and a focus on commerce and industry. The election of 1800, often referred to as the Revolution of 1800, was one of the most contentious in American history. Jefferson, representing the Democratic-Republican Party, ran against the incumbent President John Adams of the Federalist Party. The election exposed deep divisions within the young republic, but in the end, Jefferson emerged victorious, marking the first peaceful transfer of power between political parties in the United States. Jefferson's presidency was a period of significant transformation for the nation. He sought to reduce the size of the federal government, cut taxes, and eliminate the national debt. His vision of a smaller, less intrusive government resonated with many Americans who feared the overreach of centralized power. One of the most defining moments of Jefferson's presidency came in 1803 with the Louisiana Purchase. For $15 million, the United States acquired vast territories from France, effectively doubling the size of the nation. This monumental acquisition not only secured American control of the Mississippi River but also opened up new opportunities for westward expansion and exploration. To explore this newly acquired land, Jefferson commissioned the Lewis and Clark expedition, a daring journey that would map the uncharted territories and establish American presence in the West. However, the expansion also brought new challenges, including the displacement of Native American tribes and the spread of slavery into new regions, issues that would haunt the nation for decades to come. Despite his many achievements, Jefferson's legacy is deeply intertwined with the contradictions of his life. As a fervent advocate for liberty, Jefferson often spoke out against the institution of slavery, yet he himself owned hundreds of enslaved people throughout his life.